Hello everyone. Today I am going to talk about the drop shipping process that I think is one of the most important. It's actually the return process. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my camera because I am driving. I'm about to be driving. So, I get a lot of people hit me up that their stores are shut down. They got Walmart stores, which is something I have not got into yet because when getting into a new niche, I don't have millions of dollars at my disposal. I can't weather massive storms that can destroy my business. So Walmart only has about 100,000 sellers. Amazon has millions. You know, Facebook Marketplace, for instance, the system for disputing is very similar to an ads manager dispute. And if you have had a Facebook ad account and you've gotten it back because you read through the policy, found out where you're wrong, and wrote out an appeal that, I did this wrong in the policy, this is how I'm going to do to change it, it's fairly easy to get your store back on Facebook Marketplace. And there's a lot of experts out there. So when evaluating a new niche, I always do the research on Upwork, OnlineJobs.ph, Fiverr. I do a lot of interviews. It's not uncommon for me to talk to at least 80 people before I make a decision to get into something or not. So that being said, the return process is very important because obviously Amazon can track everything we do through the tracking codes. So they know if we're using Costco as a supplier, they know all that stuff. And if they do a deep review, we'll all get dropshipping violations. One of the ways you combat that is you act as your own return agent. It's pretty difficult to outsource, and it kind of sucks to do it, but when you're doing a large-scale drop shipping, you're still not doing a lot of returns. My return ratio is less than 1%. On 1,600 orders, I may get 30 returns, so that is well below even 1%. And I live within a mile radius of Home Depot, Costco, Sam's Club, Walmart, and multiple of those. So, once a month I'll pack up my car, go return everything, and that's all I did to make about $8,000. So it ends up being, for me, just super worth it because it's not a lot of work. And starting next year, I'm going to be using a UPS. I've talked to a few UPS owners, and they said I can use their space to store up to 75 boxes a month, and I'll just pay like $400 a year. So it ends up being super cheap. But I'm going to talk to my team to see how we can create a better return process, because right now I feel like it's a little just clunky and just slightly time consuming to get the return label and all that stuff. But yeah, I would say dropshipping returns are extremely important. When I read a lot of violations that people send me, it's related to tracking, which, the tracking can be from the supplier or back to the supplier. I think you just make yourself safer by doing your own returns or doing returns local to your address. So that is my spiel on dropshipping returns. In my course, I go so in detail. I do everything live. Like, I'm going to Costco to return stuff. I'm doing it right in your face. I'm giving commentary as I'm doing things. And a lot of the stuff isn't rocket science. I remember I kept seeing all these automation companies. I was like going to get a loan. And I'm like, man, I really want to be a part of this. I want to make, even an extra $4,000 or $5,000 a month would be great. And then a few people would approach me because I obviously have an automated credit card company that I would say it's doing mediocre, average, well, makes roughly about $8,000 to $10,000 a month. So as far as credit card companies go, it is, it's doing well. I'm just not where I want to be, which is above $20,000 a month. But I have an office in the Philippines I pay $200 a month for, and I have 3 part-time employees that work anywhere from 20 to 32 hours a week. They're all very happy. They have great schedules. And there's not a lot of complaints I get from there. So people just told me, you already outsourced credit repair, which is a lot harder to do than drop shipping. We think you could do drop shipping. So I didn't sit down. I did a Zoom call for like 30 minutes with one of my buddies who is a master at drop shipping. And he's like, he just gave me a few steps. The average person probably could not do it, but he's like, you're going to go on these websites, you're going to just find people, and you're just hire and fire. And that's all I needed to know. I didn't need to know anything else. I didn't need to know details. I didn't need to know nothing. And then, he sees me making 10 grand a month. And he's like, dude, we got to talk. Because you're the only person I've ever talked to that made it so big. That's what I wanted. And now I have started Facebook Marketplace, which is so much more lucrative. A little bit harder to get into because it's a much smaller marketplace than like Amazon would be. Like today I just woke up and I had like 5,000 in sales. And one of my credit cards is almost maxed out. But I just on Amazon alone in cashback, I was just looking at my credit cards and I already have $900 just sitting around, just waiting for me to cash out. I have about 60,000 points, and I'm getting another 60,000 this month in December. It's just insane the amount of money you can make from each credit card is a revenue stream, which I didn't realize that before. I knew it was, you'd make a lot of points, but I didn't realize how quickly and how I can max out a $20,000 credit card in 5 days, 3 to 5 days. I've had to shut down my store in the middle of the month because we did 115 grand in sales. So there's a lot of opportunity. Credit is a must. My business credit course, my free credit guide are all great tools. My manufactured spending course has a lot of credit information. But none of this stuff is hard. It's just fear is what holds people back. I've talked to a lot of people that don't want to do drop shipping just because they're afraid that it'll fail. For me, the moment I made money, for the first 4 months, I didn't take anything. I just saved it all. Just in case I got suspended, I want to have enough money to go pay the experts. And in my course, I talk about how to find an expert, which a lot of people get scammed by, people just trying to make money and are selling you a service they can't really provide. But there is a way to find the right person that knows how to do it, and all the work is verifiable. So that's very, very important. But this is my spiel on drop shipping and how to do returns for drop shipping. It's very simplistic. I've talked to so many different VA teams, and they all have pretty much the same process. But one thing that shocked me is I got a box at my house called Matias Online Sales Returns Department, which is my LLC name, Matias Online Sales LLC. And it had Miles Matias, my name, Matias Online Sales LLC, and I was just shocked. I'm like, what the heck? Did they send a product to me and not to the customer? We're going to get a bad rating on our account or whatever. So I messaged the guy. I'm like, hey, I think we made a mistake. He's like, no, that's a return. I think I told you, you're the one that does the returns. And I had no idea that I had to do the returns. I thought it was completely automated. And then he goes on to explain a lot of dropshipping violations are directly related to how an item is returned. Because the RMA, the Return Merchandise Authorization, they got to send it through Amazon. And it literally shows the supplier. It shows all this information on there that can just mess you up. So, yeah, that's my spiel on dropshipping returns. Comment below. Hit me up with any questions, and you can get started on dropshipping. It's not rocket science, but you gotta start. You gotta do your research. Talk to a lot of experts. Talk to a lot of people I'd rather talk to the VAs running it than an automation guy who doesn't know how to list an item. I don't even know how to list an item. All I know how to do at this point, because I'm learning as I'm having these guys teach me because I'm curious and I like to know. I know how to do basic product research, and I know how to do order processing. That's about it. Order processing is very easy. I don't know how to list an item. I think I could probably figure it out from YouTube, but doing it the right way, I probably wouldn't do very well. And yeah, it's not rocket science. I don't even know a lot of the functions of the business. All I deal with is the money, and I make sure credit card transactions match what's being put in our Excel sheet. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity out there, and dropshipping is just a spectrum. You can do Shopify with Pinterest ads dropshipping. You can do Facebook Marketplace dropshipping, Facebook Shop dropshipping, Amazon dropshipping. I just paid a guy for Facebook Marketplace to run my wife's Facebook Marketplace personal account, the store on there, my Facebook Marketplace, and then creating a Facebook shop under me, which I think you're able to sell on the shop come 2022 because they open up shops in like little spurts, like they'll let a few thousand open and they'll let another few thousand, like it works like that. So I paid $600 to get that started, and because Facebook, I've been just looking at profit sheets and even my own, the profit margins on items like 50%. So I told the guy, let's just do 50-50. I don't care. This is just another revenue stream for me, and I'll make plenty of money from credit cards and net profit. So I got 50-50 on there, on my Facebook shop, my Facebook Marketplace, and my wife's Facebook Marketplace. So that's 3 revenue streams. So if one gets shut down, at least I got 2. My Amazon store, I'm starting my wife an Amazon store, so I got 2 streams there. 3 streams on Facebook. I'm going to start Walmart probably the next 90 to 180 days, and I got a really good VA for that I already vetted. I've already used him for Facebook, and he did really well. So I'm going to use him now for Walmart. So one thing I do, I learned this when I took accounting at the community college. It's called like a separation of powers. You never want to give an employee too much power over you. So like the person that takes money to the bank is not the bookkeeper because they can steal money. You want the person that does the books separated from the person that does bank deposits, separated from the person that reviews the bank account. You want everything separate to, not have money embezzled away from your business, things like that. So one thing I see a lot of people do is that they'll give one VA, you run my Amazon, you run my Walmart, you run my Facebook, you run it all. And the thing is, if you ever got screwed over, your whole business is destroyed. So one thing I do is, as much as I would love to use my Amazon team for everything because they're amazing, out of a precaution of and just safety, I won't do that. One thing I'd always do is it's called separation of powers. I separate the power. One guy does my Walmart. One guy focuses just on Facebook. One guy focuses just on Amazon. I don't use everyone for everything. I keep everything separate. And that's just, for me to be safe and secure in my business.